Alright, timestamp. It is. Oh, and I was about to talk good about YouTube. Um, it is April 18th. April 11th, 2026. About 6:40 in the morning. I'm about to go to bed, actually. Um, Tannhauser just had a bath. You're okay. You're okay. It's like a scene from A New Hope. Trying to get him down the hallway to get him into the shower, so we decided to put the collar on him that I got him. And Tiny went in for put the collar on, and he quickly ran across the room and started hiding behind me. It was very much a let's put the shackles on Chewbacca kind of thing. And he let me do it. And then we put a leash on him, and Tiny tried to walk him down the hallway, and he was not having it, so I took the leash and he walked with me down the hallway. So, apparently he has chosen me, so to speak. A little touched by that, Getting ready to bed down. I have a headache. I just took a couple of I've been dealing with some smelly stuff today. Pulling some of the shelves out of the garage area where the washer has been leaking consistently, so found some fabric on the ground underneath the shelves that were moving and whatnot, which just been taking in water and then drying, taking in water, then drying for probably a couple years, because there's been, no, real maintenance. You know what I mean? They fell there, and that's where they remained. So, black, slimy, moldy, smelly. Pretty gross. I took that trash bag out. It was pretty much about to declare its own independence and ask for, respect and rights and boundaries. I made some barbecue chicken tonight with veg. I know it's kind of a standard around here, but it's quick, it's easy, and it's yummy. Yeah, so that black shelf was wedged in the corner there. I've got everything off it. I need to wipe it down still. But I've set up a silver shelf that we found on the lanai. It had books and stuff on it, which were getting silverfished to death. There were some other critters and stuff crawling around on that. Tiny really enjoyed that particular job. Easily a favorite. Yeah. But I figured it would work well for the chemicals, and it's just about perfect. Got our basic cleaners on the bottom, laundry second shelf. Got a lot of bug spray, which is a good problem to have around here. Between the fleas and other stuff. Got some wasp and hornet, which I ordered because the wasps love this place. We haven't had any indoors, thankfully, but outdoor along the easement. It is real. Got laundry in the dryer currently. I'm going to wait a little while. Figured I'd go ahead and do a video. this is my daily update. Might do one later on today because it's now Saturday. But I don't want to leave it in the washer overnight. It'll get funky. Huge amount of fabric and stuff that wasn't on the ground. So it's not disgusting. I'm going to try and wash that. I'm going to get this black shelf wiped down. The bottom of it's got, I'm going to try and repair that as best I can. That weird red patch and all that, that's where a couple of Christmas stockings had basically been underneath there and wedged and like water welded onto the shelf proper. So kind of nasty. I had to like rip it off there. That's why there's still like a red hue. That is Santa skin. I cleaned out the corner over here. So this is riveting stuff here. But I'm going to put the black shelf over there and use it for eBay supplies. Tape, bubble wrap, bubble mailers. I've got a couple of boxes of boxes. Because I typically save boxes if they're in good shape. And because I've ordered things, I've got a lot of small boxes that I can second use to send things out. So I've got, a box with boxes broken down inside it. And that would be a really good place to tuck a storage shelf for those kind of things out of the way. But I need to wipe that thing down first, but I'm going to worry about that in the morning. Or what will be morning for me. Yeah. I've been listening to some Resident Evil Safe Room mixes that I found on YouTube. Amazing white noise. Just really pretty music mixes and stuff. I found a YouTuber named Cry Cafe. Seems to do a lot of like video game mixes. Did some Silent Hill ones that are pretty good white noise. Not the upside down part of Silent Hill. That music is not soothing. That music is unnerving. I'm a Silent Hill fan, so I respect it. But some of the regular we're trying to terrify you music is actually quite nice. Very tranquil, kind of surreal. It's good stuff. So I've been listening to that for hours. It's good stuff to work to. Good stuff to sleep to, too. I've done that before. Some of them have like a thunderstorm thing built into the background of it, whatnot. That's nice. Yeah. I did buy one more Baby Beast. I found a vendor on the Bay of E that had a Baby Beast for $1.99 with like $5 shipping. And I'm keeping with that $10 limit. So I was like, you know what? If nobody else bids on that, I'll grab that. And it closed like 40 minutes ago. Nobody else was bidding on it at all. I was like, $1.99? I'll take it. So that, that should be here in a week or week and a half, 2 weeks, or 6 weeks if they're not paying attention. I've had a couple like that in the past month or two. 2 weeks go by. Are you going to send that? If not, just let me know. That's fine. I'm easy. So I should have that, and that's the only eBay package that I have that I'll have dangling at this point. Everything else has come in. Trying to be cool. Not quite walking on eggshells right now, but we should be careful. Had 2 calls with the financial guy where my parents' portfolio is. I keep seeing my parents, it's really just my dad's now because everything got transferred over. I'm still, I guess, having a hard time with the past tense, present tense isms. But I do have some access to, I can do some manipulation on the account. And there are a couple of stocks that my mom bought years ago that have done nothing but cascade downward. There's one where they lost, honestly, over $70,000. It started out as a like $30 stock, and it's at 10 cents right now. It's just the core, and I did research on the company. It's just crumbled over the past like 12 years. So I've set up like basically a limit sale. You know, if it goes back up to 15 cents or 20 cents or whatnot, sell. Because they've got like 15,000 shares. It's, oh, guys, you know, more than, honestly. They invested a lot of money in the early like 2010s. Some of it's done really well, and some of it has not. But the guy was trying to give me a song and dance about, you know, we can set up an investment team. It'll cost you this much monthly, percentage, blah blah blah. And he's looking over the portfolio, and he's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things here that I would adjust. And he's like, oh, it looks like there's some pending orders in place. And I'm, you know, on call with him. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you know, did your mother set these up? No, these are recent. Did you set these up? I'm like, yes, I did. And he's like, okay, you said you had some experience trading, but you set up, looks like some limit sales, and you understand what, that you know what you're, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I know what they are. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, I plan on looking into doing some covered calls and stuff too. This as a means of making a little extra revenue here and there. Kind of highballing, not hoping to sell necessarily, but leaving the option open. And he's like, you understand covered calls? I'm like, I do. He's like, okay. Well, you know, my team can do all that for you. I'm like, cool, that's nice. I said, I'm not prepared to relinquish control just yet, because I don't even really have full control yet. When I do, which, you know, this is the horrible side of it, when my dad does pass, which could be, you know, tomorrow, it could be 6 months from now, I have no idea. At that point, I'll re-examine it, but in the meantime, I'll sit in the big chair. I'll maintain control for now, thank you. I didn't hurt his feelings, but he was trying to soft close me a little bit. It's like, I'm not going to spend my dad's money this second. You know, I'll make what I think are some smart gambles, but I'm not going to start throwing commissions your way just this second. You know, let me get the feel of your system first. If it's something that I don't want to mess with, then we'll talk. But otherwise, I got this. You know, they don't own 300 different companies or anything, so it's not huge maintenance. I do actually have a clue. I've got like 7 or 8 pending things set up, and he was kind of scrolling through them going, okay, that's actually not a bad exit plan. Okay, you're looking to buy some things here. That's okay. I see what you're doing. Oh, it's smart. I mean, I am. I'm not, you know, I'm not Mensa, but, you know, I'm also not an asshole. I've met a couple of the Mensa, like, reps and whatnot. They can be, I don't know that I'd want to be part of your club, you know. I actually think that I would not like to be part of your club. Exactly. happier type dealing with my brother growing up, you know. Yeah, the Doctor Who Roku, I woke up to was it Day of the Daleks? Yeah, Day of the Daleks. It's John Pertwee and the delightful Katie Manning, Joe Grant. Some Brigadier action in there. It's good stuff. And then later on in passing, there was Sylvester McCoy on. I was like, okay, we're bouncing everywhere again. Okay. It's been weird because it's like it'll be consistently like Tom Baker for 5 days, and then for a day or two it'll be like all over the place. You know, we'll do a Pertwee, we'll do a Davison, a McCoy, back to Colin Baker, and a couple of Troutons, and then we're back to Baker again. It's like I'm getting vertigo here. Make up your damn mind. What are we doing? Dizzy. I got an acorn napped, tucked under my stool here. He's tuckered out. He's been running around with me all day. You know, helping. I'm so sorry. Which is to say, standing in front of me when I'm trying to walk, you know, helping the way he helps. Getting nudged out of the way while I go, damn it, move. You know, it's the worst when you're like carrying something that obscures your vision a little bit and slightly heavy, and you suddenly feel, dog. I really need you to pick somewhere else to be. This is not working out. Go over here. Please, I'm begging you. Otherwise you're going to make me fight with gravity. And I have defied gravity before, but trying to avoid major hospitalization right now. Speaking of, from health check, still holding 2 cigars, trying to drop that down. Also, you know, stressed out beyond belief. But I'm also putting out fires, doing my 1 brick. I got some information to the facility where my dad is at that they've been trying to get. I got lucky and got a mailer from one of the companies, one of the government organizations that my dad had stuff through. Because I've been trying to get like account numbers and reference numbers for them to be able to apply certain benefits and whatnot. And this is all part of the paperwork stuff that probably is hidden somewhere here. Because the important paperwork is missing. The stuff that has like account numbers, reference numbers, titles, you know, all that kind of little stuff. But I managed to get that because end of the year they were doing like tax mail-outs and stuff like that, and I was able to get that to a person that's been asking for like 3 months. Hey, I need this. You know, I can finally give it to you. I didn't find it, they sent me one. So haven't found the paperwork. No pocket watches. They're here somewhere. Honestly, the stuff I was doing today and or even yesterday, it's mostly going over areas that we've already been through and trying to make them more serviceable for what we do. I moved the robot that was in the dining room out to the garage too. I'm hoping that Janus will use the robot instead of the towels. That would be, you know, swell. So I'm figuring I parked her right next to the chest freezer, kind of that whole it's 5 feet away from where you've been going on the floor. And Kaiser too. Kaiser likes to camp out on top of the dryer. That's Tiny's a-hole, the old man cat. But he will travel from the food bowl on top of the dryer into the living room to go on the carpet. So that's like 30 feet. What we can't figure out is he trying to get to the robot and not making it because he's an old man and he's becoming a little incontinent? Which could be. I mean, he's 14, 15 years old. He's an old man cat. Comes from good stock though. His mom was 17 when she passed, so, and he's still pretty spry and obnoxious. You know, just like his mama was up to the end, honestly. She was a feisty old woman. I love her. I know, circle of life. Now I have a aloof alien tuxedo cat and a tripod ginger. Times change, right? Who's Einstein? It's your dog. That's Copernicus. You know. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm hoping that if it is an incontinent thing, well, now the litter robot that was in the dining room is 6 feet away from you, where you like to camp out in front of the food bowl. Why travel 30 feet for the carpet when you got a robot right there? I don't know if it'll work. I'm hoping it'd be swell. Because, man, enough of the bombing range in there. Come on. And that's why I put my glasses on before I start walking. Kids. So, you know, now that we've been here a while trying to figure out, okay, now that we've been here a while, what will make things flow more effectively? What actually, you know, that whole no battle plan survives the first engagement. Well, we've now had, you know, 3 engagements. What's working, what isn't? You know what I mean? Trying to reassess and recalculate and recalibrate and resuscitate and just re in general, really. Oh, Queenie, you're going to fall off that stool. You're going to wake up on the way down. I'm going to wind up laughing at you. It's terrible. She likes sleeping on the stool, and she moves around in her sleep, sometimes miscalculates, and has these horrible dreams about falling. And then wakes up on the ground. We are getting there, though. Made some more space in the garage further down. Probably got a brick and a half in today. Some good moves that are going to help. The silver shelf is perfect. It's a perfect size and volume for what I needed. I'm very pleased with that. I was hoping, you know, you're looking at something, you're eyeballing and thinking, I think that'll work. And then when you actually put it in place and you start to execute, you're like, oh, this is exactly what I needed. It is. It's perfect. Yes. And I'm hoping the black shelf will be the same. Because I've got, right now, between the dining room and the living room, I've got, you know, a box of boxes here, a box of boxes there, 2 boxes of bubble wrap. You know, it's just having an actual assigned location. You know, I've got a tote that has some bubble mailers and extra rolls of tape. I can separate that. I can put, you know, the tape in its own smaller plastic, like latch top or shoebox kind of size, and I can make all this work. That black shelf will work for that stuff. I think. I'm pretty sure. I feel good about it. And it's sturdy. Right now it's gross, but it won't be. I'm gonna hit that thing with a blowtorch. Actually, I shouldn't say that because around this house that sort of approach has happened. Usually to remove locks, but don't even get me started on that. Vanilla cream brulee, Harry and David. Starting to get that slightly on the burner too long taste, but not too bad. The sweet Italian creamer kind of cuts it to where it's still good, but definitely walking that line of older coffee, you know. But again, still good. Floor was gross. Okay. Kitty's running through. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a nap. Get up, finish the black shelf, put it in place, load it up with the eBay stuff, and then I'm gonna be moving. Probably gonna slide the gauntlet machine to the side so that I can move all the stuff that's over here, all the pink totes and or banker boxes that are full of like stuff to eBay. Move them to the living room. I've kind of got an area prep there. Start moving dollhouse hutches. I got a plan. The slide puzzle is just, clunky. But it should look pretty cool and be a lot more functional when I'm done, I think. I think so. Just having one of those days where I think I might be going insane, you know. Definitely whipped. I was thinking about grabbing a shower before I went to bed, but Tiny's grabbing a shower. I'll just grab one when I get up. Falling over on the couch sounds pretty good. Did an emergency Walmart order for picks. Trying to conserve gas right now. Because, she could come here and pick stuff up, but she winds up burning through a quarter to a half a tank of gas on the trip, so, it's $10, $15, $20 in gas. It's our snob of a Mazda, because we have to put the super unleaded in it. The owner's manual recommends the premium whatever, because it doesn't run right without it, which we tried going cheap one time, and yep, they were right. About a week ago we paid, I think, $5.18, which hurt. That was painful. When we got gas day before yesterday, my days are all screwed up right now. It was $4.93, I believe. $4.93 a gallon, which, that's it's kind of high. All because picking a fight didn't need to be picked. All right. Cool. You're a stable genius. We'll go with it. Artemis 2 the crew has come home. Everybody's okay. Mission accomplished. Mission successful. That puts a spring in this NASA fanboy step. Good job. Good job. And might I say that I this is gonna seem silly maybe, but the crew is two white guys, and I think one of them is Canadian, a black guy, and a woman. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's a Federation bridge crew. I'm just loving it, because Star Trek's kind of woke. Been woke for a while. I love when people are like, man, Star Trek has become so woke. And it's like, you are such an idiot. It was woke at inception. Roddenberry was pretty much an insomniac as far as wokeness is concerned. Yeah. Where have you been? But yeah, it's a Federation bridge crew, and I love it. The only way it could be better is if, like, either the non-Canadian white guy or the woman was, like, from Europe, and, like, the black guy was from the USA, i.e. the United States of Africa. Real Trek thing. It's where Uhura is from. She's from the USA. It's in quite a few of the books. I am that dork. It's the only way it could be better, that world working together thing. Watch the footage of it splashing down in the Pacific and just, yeah, baby. I guess they landed near-ish San Diego, retrieved, no problem. Bear in mind, as a kid, other dudes my age had, posters on their wall that were like Ferrari or, was it Hope Marie Carlton? Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they were a big deal. Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, Lonnie Anderson, I had sci-fi movie posters and like star charts and NASA like front page newspaper clippings, when they'd have like, well, you might not know, but like shuttle program stuff where it would be the whole front page. It would be a giant picture of, Columbia, the shuttle, not the country. Like taxiing down the runway, having landed or whatnot, and big old blurb about it, huge front page. But I'd have those pinned to my wall. Map of the solar system. I was that kid. Still pretty cool, but got a Tron poster over there, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars. Got my Star Trek calendar. This guy. NASA clippings all on this wall. Like I'm some kind of serial killer out to, get my hands on Neptune. I'm gonna get you, watery mother. And I still have dates. It can be done. Yep. It's okay. You do have to get out of the basement, though. Just kidding. It's both a fair and unfair trope. Not all dorks are basement dwellers. Like a logic problem thing. Some dorks are basement dwellers. Some basement dwellers are all dorks. remember those on like the SAT and the ACT. If some glebes are glorbs, and some glorbs are... Remember this? And she fell off the stool. Well done. How'd that go? Hop right back up on the stool. Yeah. No one ever accused you of being smart. It's okay. Gesundheit. Back on the stool. Okay. I'm sure it'll work out better this time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're doing great. I'm really trying not to shame her exactly, but... Whoops. Yep, I have reached delirium. Alright. But yeah, health check wise, I feel okay. A little chest tightness, which anxiety and or just annoyance at some of the things that I'm dealing with. But I'm keeping my sense of humor about it. I gotta remember to do that. I've had some days lately where I've been pretty angry. I gotta work on that. It's easy to slip into that, you know. You know, I'm 11 months into what I know is probably going to be 2 to 3 years that I didn't owe, basically. So the anger, the bitterness, it's going to be there a little bit. I'm trying to not let it own me, you know. So it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. You're a work in progress. Acorn's really a work in progress, aren't you, buddy? Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. You know the gist. I am so sorry. I hope you're watching this before bedtime. So, hug your parents. Hopefully they're trying, you know. Hug your kids. Hopefully they're trying to. I know my kids try me quite a bit. Kidding, they're pretty good. Usually. Make it a great day.